fist pump there from the world's number one. Made it look relatively easy, Patrick.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a terrible start by Fish early on with those couple double faults. He allowed Federer to get up the early break. And Roger Federer doing what he's done often in the last 2 years, just dominating the opposition.
Acknowledging the crowd as they give him a standing ovation. Easy win, 6-3, 6-3 over Marty Fish. He's in round 3. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking to Roger. Roger Federer winning easily, 6-3, 6-3 over Marty Fish at courtside now. Roger, a relatively easy day for you. The challenges, I suppose, were, I mean, it's pretty breezy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think especially in the second set, you know, end of the first, the wind really picked up and it got tough, you know, to get the rhythm going. But I was always ahead, so, you know, he was really fighting with the conditions, and I'm happy to be through in straight sets because this was a dangerous match for me.
You know, Roger, the one thing we talked about after your loss to Safin in Australia was that you try to get the momentum back right away, and you've obviously done that. Is that something that's now motivating you to you know, you got back to number one in the race at least. Is that something that you were thinking about immediately after that loss?
Well, not really, you know, because usually the guy who wins the Australian Open, he's going to carry that through until, you know, just before Indian Wells, and then, you know, we'll see who wins this. But I've really won 2 events, 2 big ones, you know, that gave me a lot of points, and so I'm just ahead of Safin now, so that's good. You know, I don't have maybe that much pressure like he has, because he hasn't actually won that many matches next to the Australian Open win, and, you know, I'm very happy with my reaction after that loss, because, you know, I could have been a rough one, you know, for a while, but I forgot it quickly, so it was good.
So there's nothing that you took out of that match as a negative. I mean, the Safin raised his game, and if you felt like you played well in that match, you just came up with some unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, I was fighting with some sort of a blister on my foot, you know, so I was more occupied with that than actually with the match itself, and I guess that's also why I ended up losing it. I mean, could have gone either way anyway. I was 1 point away. And in the 5th set, I really thought, you know, it's going to be all over, and I came back, and, you know, that was a surprise for me, so maybe that's why I wasn't that disappointed.
Hey, Roger, I'm sure you don't know this, and you probably don't care, but I am a schoolboy from Port Elizabeth, South Africa, so I was very interested to hear that you had been to Port. Tell me about what you do, why Port Elizabeth, why South Africa? You're a Swiss boy after all.
I'm a Swiss boy after all, with a South African mother. That's why I was there last week. You know, I've got my Roger Federer Foundation, of course, and I support a project down in Port Elizabeth, you know, in the townships, to give the kids a better education and to be able to eat properly and things like that. And it was quite an experience, and very emotional as well, of course, to see how they live down there. But it gives me more motivation to do more for people who are maybe not as lucky as I am.
Well, thanks, Roger, for spending a little time with us, and you've educated us up here as well, as a matter of fact, with your tennis. Well, yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, it's great to see what Roger does off the court. On the court, Arsoni Eriksson's shot of the day. You know, Roger's been talking a bit about that drop shot, but he wants to work on that. So we thought that would be a nice little shot of the day, the little dropper there from Roger Federer as he looks to add yet another shot to his repertoire. Arsoni Eriksson's shot of the day. Federer doing it off the backhand side here. He's also been hitting a couple with the forehand. So a very easy day for Roger Federer. But it's nice to see that those shots of him down in South Africa, as you realize what he does off the court as well. And he takes a lot of pride in that. It's nice to see.
Sort of nostalgic for it, because as I said, that Grey High School in Port Elizabeth, that was my place. We're going to let's go to the draw, starting with the top half here, where Roger Federer is the top seed in the championship.
Well, you talked about his next match. I think Stepanek will get through that one. Thomas Berdych taking out Mario Ancic, a slight upset in that one, so he'll take on Ivan Ljubicic, who's just on fire this year. That should be some good shot making in that one. We continue now. Bandian from Argentina will take on the veteran Jonas Bjorkman. The Swede Nicholas Kiefer, he double bageled Sarge Sargsyan. That doesn't happen too often at this level. He'll take on Gaston Gaudio, one of the gauchos, as our buddy Chris Fowler likes to call them. So that will be a baseline battle, that one. Continuing the top half, Safin in there. He'll play later on. Taylor Den, a winner in 3. And you've got a couple of Argentine seeds there in Shayla and Kanyas. Hedman a winner, take on Jurgen Meltzer. Tommy Robredo took out the young Frenchman Miguel Monfils. Enquist with a minor upset there against Russian Mikhail Yuzny. Now we go to the bottom half, that Moya-Ferrero matchup. Grosjean, Lopez Karlovic, Joachim Johansson, extremely dangerous to Swede. Roddick, a tough win yesterday over Verdasco, tiebreak in the third. James Blake with a good win for him in his comeback over Davydenko. He'll take on Gonzo. Fernando Gonzalez, the hard-hitting Chilean, next. As we continue in the bottom half, Andre Agassi taking out Wayne Arthurs last night. Pavel Coria will take on Paradon Pidorn Srishapan. And then Leighton Hewitt leads the way in this bottom section, the number 2 seed who's won the title here a couple of times. He'll take on Robbie Ginepri, the American, later on. That'll be tonight. Paul-Henri Mathieu, the upset over Haas. Vince Spadey in this section. So they're all here, 47 of the top 50, quite a field.
96 players in the men's singles draw here. We've got some extra time because Roger Federer didn't take very long with his match to Marty Fish. So we're going to take you to the semi-final of last year, so the 2004 semi-final. Roger Federer took on Andre Agassi. We joined in the third set. Federer serving 1-2.